Okay, name is why is that the tefillin and mezuzah? You need both tefillin and mezuzah. The Indian on the side is no same. He doesn't have enough money to get both of them. His hand doesn't reach both to get both of them. Tefillin and kodim, and then tefillin comes first. And the Mishnah verse says, tefillin comes first. Tefillin kodim. The mitzvah should be good that's a mitzvah with his body. But oh, the kedusha tefillin, the mound, the kedusha mezuzah further from the kedusha tefillin is greater than the kedusha of mezuzah. Ukilel b'seven on base, the similarly in seven on base if cuts. Mila didon she'em manicha and vach b'shas kriyashma b'tefillin. But according to us, we just put them on at the time of kriyashma tefillin. Yevshar ememshar b'sheila mezuzah kodem. So it's possible to just borrow one, because then mezuzah comes first. Yevshar b'sheila, it's impossible to borrow a mezuzah. You need the whole time. This is the Magen Avraham. Mezuzah mitzvah. As for Manya Tefillin, if the guy has is a Nidoi, he's in Bayram, or he's a Mitzora, some sort of blemish, and which sends him has a lot of ramifications. It's the Ras. I'm looking at the notice of Bishak, and the Shach view there's some Kafshin on the balance of face, who Bishari, I found him down, I found to post him, the half of the pass in the opposite, the pass in the opposite. The guys in Rim Garden, he and his own believe broccoli, you put them on without a broccoli. Avum Libera Gra, Mashma, the Hoya, the truth from the bar campaign, but from the Bera it's Mashma, they do have to make a broccoli. So he's mash, you do have to put them on. They pass in the opposite. Do you have to make a broccoli? Okay. Tefillin trees, should cost one Evan. Oh, we should film which was written by a slave or a wife, or cousin, or a kid. I feel like even if the kid has reached the enough age. O kusi, or he's a kusi. Homo more the or is written by a mover level to Galudim, which is to serve idols. O moser la anasim, or he gives them over to la gasim. They be possible. Mishum the ksiv, ukushaitim that says ukushaitim ukusaftim, and you shall tie them and you shall write them. Kol she'ena b'kashira ena ohina mamin. Anyone who can't tie it, doesn't put it on, or doesn't believe in it, meaning he's not commanded in it or he doesn't believe in it, then ena b'kashira is not included in the kashira. So it can't be real. Because the person should write it, the person should tie it. The people who can tie it, those are the ones who can write it. And since these people can't write it, so they can't tie it, so that because either they don't believe in it or they don't, or they're not commanded, they're not Jewish, so then they can't write it. Tefillin is as who then Sefer Torah. This is the same thing as Sefer Torah. This is the Mishnah verse says. It's from the Haskamas Achronim, the agreement of the conclusion of the Achronim. Look at Drisha B'Yardeh Shirat L'Hakol, not what the Drisha B'Yardeh wants to make it. Oh, you sure, a woman. Vuadum Timtum or androgynous. The same thing would be by a Tumtum or an androgynous. This is from the agreement of Adam. The hymn of Safik Isha, which are included in the Safik Isha. This is from the agreement of Adam. O cotton, or is a cotton. But keeping the Elfin Mekar, since we learn from a pasuk, the bein and she hate daf the gadol mam needs specifically there should be a gadol. The hainu she hate she that he has two hairs. After Shu ben shalosh as shalosh, once he's 13, he has to have two hairs. Okay. Avolim Suffolk Lenuim have Avish desires, but if we have a Suffolk if he has two hairs, then possible if it be possible to write. This is when the Magen Avram. Imlo Shin is Mali Dictum unless he has a full beard, so then we assume that he does have hairs. The Hainu Sheish Reboy is there, particularly there's a lot of hair in his beard. Avshim Gatanim Maodi, they're very young, we assume they have two hairs. This is from the Sma, the Kosher Mishpah, Similam Hey. Okay. Osha Agru Rope should also when the majority of his years have passed. So then we assume again that he has two hairs, or even if he doesn't have. Osha Nol the both money Sris, or he's born on him the signs of a Sris. So then we can assume he's never going to grow hairs, and he's already an adult. But the common Simon Nun Hey Sif Hey. And say later on Simon Hey Sif Hey. Yesh the Garmer Sofrim Shemanichem Nanaim. We used to yell at the Sofrim, which they leave to the little kids, or to the youths. It's from the Shari Chuba and the Shem Hanod Yehuda. The Shari Chuba and Hanod Yehuda. They still tefillin. They leave them to write tefillin. They aim exactly in Haviyu Simani Gadalis, and they don't check if they have these youths have got the signs of being an adult, although or not. Behind the elbow, Simon on the base is cut in Kaf Gimel. Luckily, earlier, Simon on the base is cut in Kaf Gimel. Mash Kasam Nisham we wrote of every Shem Halabash and then the Rosh and the Back to stop. I'm very look at the very lock. Looking up. In the MS, I feel a gadol even truth even if one be a kid be a gadol would not be called man shalo yadinan shehevish as long as it doesn't know that they brought two hairs. Now, in regards to a gadol, then it doesn't matter how old he is. He doesn't have two hairs. No, he's not gadol. If it's a gadol, im achas after but canoe if afterwards you check the gadol. And Matano she issues flush they stars and check found that it does have two hairs. Kalina shahay do a gamkin shasti. Then we assume they already had it at the time already too. We just assume once he's a gadol, say 13, then he had the hairs if we find them here. So we had them since he was 6. This is when the question is similar to Islamic A. Masha Inkim Bakatan, which is not true by a cousin, she ended the animal doesn't help them to have the hair. Well, he said a majority of a beard helps. It's even very concerning. Maybe they meant the hairs are very small, not the kids. You're saying cutting doesn't help that. Oh, Kusi, or a Kusi, wrote it. Kintar Klamer, this is what it means to say. The Obigaludim, the law possibly postulated, but it doesn't mean just to die, because an Obigaludim is anyway possible. It ain't close to the Shema, because it doesn't write the Shema. This is from the Magen Avram. Omer Melavash Galudim, or he's turned to idols. The Bezehu Kamuma called David the Torah that by this returning to the Lord is already he's like a movement for all the Torah. Wouldn't him who Mumma Chal Shabbos perhaps the same thing would be if he was a went off the deep for Chal Shabbos for publicly, he does that. Avalim who Mumma the Sharav, but if he's a off the deep for other related sins, Kamlan the Mutter, the Mumar, the Miracle do having Mum the whole Torah. We pass in that being a Mum for one thing doesn't make you a Mumar for the entire Torah. Levadim most of the Hakas, except if he's doing it for to cause Hashem to be angry. The Vizah feel like a Miracle Dino Kusi, and that's even one thing that makes him into a Kusi. Look, it used to be our day of 7 days, it says in your day 7 days. Yosef the Torah. And these are those that have been marked where it said that you need to, even more than said you need to bury them. The code that imhu mumar the sharvers is all this with using more for other sins. Avalim whom umar the spillin she'ena munyat spillin. But if he's a mumar for spillin, he doesn't just a little put on spillin. This is from the Magen Avraham. I feel the main of Osis the half as possible. Even if he doesn't do this to cause God to be angry, it would still be possible. The Suin in because he's no longer a person who is a son of tying he doesn't tie because he doesn't do the mitzvah of tefillin. So I guess if you're a Machmir Yosef and you say Sarganism, you don't get to use it at all. You have to really bury it right away. Okay. The Vainim Hayel is that rock movement as the album, except if this guy was just a movement for his desires. They go into Halach Achar. Asaka, for example, is going after what he's doing, his business, and he doesn't put on film for that. Adain hu b'chol life. She is still included in the person who puts her ties, but he's just busy too much and doesn't put on film. Because there who leaning, you have all this in regards to the but now the chafil yesh lahach mishlo lahach shen yach yesh kazat, but the chafil you shouldn't put on, you should be machmir not to leave a man like this to float sefer Torah mezuzos to write sefer Torah and mezuzos. Ki yesh machmir on a fil of a moment that the Yavan the shozar machmir even for a person who is off the deep for his desires. This is from the Magen Avraham Hashem of the Tosfos. Afilu b'achayim omdim al gamin if other people are standing on top of it, they still don't let him. This is from the Shari Tshuva and Pashit. Rom lo sheyach l'shma, and saying to him that he should write it properly, he should write it l'shma. Still no. Behind Berlacha, look at the Berlacha. Okay. Because of Brim Magan, the Brim Magan writes, Afilu hu mummer l'chal Shabbos, even if it's a mummer to be machal Shabbos, if perhaps he publicly, this is the Rabbanan, by an this is the Rabbanan, it would still be a not allowed to write. This is from the Brim Magan and Psichot Simonam and base. To go on muksa v'otzal, the karmelis, for example, doing muksa or taking out to a karmelis, all those things would again be included in the Kohen rights while he's no longer a violet shops. Yesh lachmer al kopanim l'chafila. Oh, sorry. So what you should do is yesh lachmer al kopanim to remachmer at the very least l'chafila shlo lanicham nefku sefer Torah mezuzah. You shouldn't even to write sefer Torah mezuzah l'chafila b'diavad tzarachian, and even if you did, it's tzarachian if it works b'diavad, and you can use these both. Almost a line Asimra gives it to people to bandit. Onsim would take gives over other people's stuff to people who force it out of them. I'm berhated. Look at the berhated. The afilu tiyav navad. Even if he does it just for and desires whatever, he gets some sort of monetary benefit or whatever. Afilu klamachas even one time, this will cause him to be that we don't take that. The person's feeling are no good. He gives these a moser. She'ena b'kashira is not included in time. The abed v'isha and a slave and a wife and a woman the kusi or a guy, in visar al shir, they're not warned on shir, they don't have the mitzvah. Because it's like it's among Brahma type thing, and guy is a guy. The cotton after he looking at a cotton, even though he's reached the years of the Rabban, the year, yeah, Midraban and Balma was just Midraban in general, and therefore he can't do it. It's from the base Yosef. I mean, the Rabban, he can put on film, but we're not going to give him, he can't make film for the rest of the person. I'm Berlocha, look at the Berlocha. B'chulelu lo mahani afilu gadol min hagaba. All this wouldn't help even if the gadol was standing on top of him. Roei ushiu lashman, and make sure that he sees that it's lashman, make sure he's doing it right, doesn't help. But it's positive what you're saying, because often the Kshad moves up. This is from the Shari Tshuva and Pashit. Okay, I'm just going to finish the Shulchan Aruch and Mishnah Berurah and we'll get to the Berachos. And Kol Shapasul L'Chasm Pasul L'Chol Tika Nasiyasim. Anyone who's possible to write them is possible to all the fixing of and their making. This is from Bechol. Umi Shenikda Yadosh Hasmos. One who's cut off his left hand. This is from the Magen Avram. Oh, Afafi She'enu B'Kshira Yachol. Afafi She'enu B'Kshira, even though he's not included in tying because he doesn't have a left hand. Yachol lift the film, he's able to write film. The Gavra Baruch Yubahu, because he's a person, a man who is obligated. Ela Pumba who the Kayvle, rather, it's just like his mouth, which is hurting him or something like that. But the point is, he just can't put it on, but he's obligated. There's nothing wrong with him, he just can't put it on. It's like, oh, this is his left hand. Asiyasan, to making them. Any type of making them would also require one of these people. Couldn't use one of these people. The doctor should also might have go for only me doing an action with the main part of the film. So the Magen Avram B'Shem my Rambling. Hegon Hachipa Papatim, for example, covering the compartments, its biosin and sewing them. The Kolshki and Asiyas Hashem, for sure making the shin or a patim in the skin of the patim. Ola Gia Eza Os, or to fix whichever leather. This is over there. Daitu Pasul is that the Atu Pasul now it's possible and he's fixing it. Validei Hagaso, and through this guy's amending Yefusher, it's going to be Fusher, the Zehu, because Mamish, this is really called writing, and therefore it's going to be a problem for these guys. Avu Ibud Haklaf, but tanning the parchment, and in a Bachalza is uncludeness. Because of Validei of the Gulim, the Kosher Validei of the Gulim, and it's kosher through a guy. The Kolshkin Validei for sure through a wife. Okay. Rak the Baba Galudim beginning you Yisrael on Hagam, but just like that you need that the Jew should be standing on top of them. The Jewish the Shema see that is the Shema. Okay. We could level similar on basis as well as similar on basis test. Wouldn't because the same thing by a cotton. You just make sure that it's done this way. Lashkars about the blackening of the compartments and the straps. I am the elder similar on base locally on similar and gimbal. Okay, should be Yarn Rishon to be explained over the Dinam Bez Hashem Yisparach with the help of Hashem. He should be blessed. Guiras Devek Shebein Oslos and scraping off glue, which is between one letter to the next. The Chafili Yesh Lizar Shkol Asayam, the Chafili should be careful not to do them through their hands, through these people's hands. But the Yavid and the Hafim, the Yavid shouldn't be machmir. The Guira Lo Mikvasiva, that what you're scratching out is not called writing when you scratch out stuff. I hate the help of Simon and basic cut and pay. Look earlier in Simon and basic cut and pay. Because of the fill in the beginning, consider all this is by tefillin where you need them to be in order. This is shown. Alpha Sefer Torah. In after the Grar study Yosef, it's possible to scratch out the sides of the letters from Malcolm Shenagul and the place where they're touching. I guess glue doesn't mean not glue means some place where it's attached from one letter to another, you're erasing off that extra part. So the Chafili Yesh Lizar Shlo, you shouldn't use these people, but the Yavid in the Hachal shouldn't be, you can't be mad. With the Guiras Lo Mikvasiva, that you were scratching out is not possible. Find data to help the similar on base and pay. Because all this is but still on the beginning of the system. Need them to be in order. Alpha Sefer Torah, and Mepshal Gvar Tzad Yosef, it's possible to scratch out the sides of the letters, the Malkum Shanag on the place where they touch. Well, the Chaz L'Kos and to rewrite them. Then Yasi, you should redo this. It's better to erase them and then redo them. The Zemikri L'Chafila, this is called the Chafila because there's no problem with rewriting them. You're not going to be a shlo considering it. So just erase the whole thing and then erase the side, make it not line, and then rewrite it. And then obviously you couldn't use these people because they would have to be right. Ger shechazal the daso, a ger which turned back to his religion, mach masir because of fear, kasha l'tzpon would be kasha to right to one. Gira, shlo yaguru, so fear means they shouldn't kill him. But after be'em esayilol imsor nafsho alamuna, even though in truth he really should have given over his life for this mana Hashem, the truth, faith of Hashem. Yikomakum lo yasum Klal Yisrael doesn't go out from the Klal Yisrael Ayideza through this. Given shahaya honest and honest which was an honest. I'm looking around Shela. Look at the Magen that comes up. The Ein Lahakul B'zeh. Afilu in B'tzina, even if B'tzina who shomer the Torah, he guards the Torah. Rak Shebehanas. Anachal Tefillin, just by putting on Tefillin, whom Misazil is lazy. Okay. The Halawak upon him, Meinam B'Shkir still, at the very least, he's not in time. He doesn't tie it, put on Tefillin. Okay. L'kol Shekenim whom Mumma L'chol Torah for sure piece of Mumma for the entire Torah itself. And Lo Shemach was parasite unless it's because of fear Shlo Yargul, they shouldn't kill him, who Yar is the kind as the Torah is afraid to fill the Torah. I feel even private. I'm very agro, look at very low, Shemask him Gam Kain La Magan Ram, also agrees with the Magan Ram. Out God's Magan Ram, further writes Magan Ram, Hashem Darkimos, the name of the Darkimosha. The after the Sefer Torah Mamzer V'Ger Toshav, even though by Sefer Torah Mamzer V'Ger Toshav, Hadam Shakibol Al Shav Mitzvahs Ben Noach, which is that he fulfilled the 7 mitzvahs of Noah. He keeps those. He's a Noahide. The Sul Mechtov, those still would be possible to write them. So you can't have Mamzer or V'Ger Toshav write a Sefer Torah. Moshe goes to be right there, 7 Reish Be'Hei, Aleph, it says near there, 7 Reish Be'Aleph. People talk if it's filling a mezuzah, still by filling a mezuzah, and the flesh, you shouldn't know what to be concerned if it's wrote by a Noahide or a Mamzer. Wow. I don't know why a Noahide should be okay. And all the Achronim agree that the Ger Toshav or Noahide would be possible for writing Sefer Mezuzos. The Hayin B'Kshir, because he's not including the Shir, he doesn't have the mitzvah. I'm Be'er Halacha, look at the Be'er Halacha. Okay. Be'er Halacha. Okatan. The implant of Eretz Roshot, the Roba of Eretz Roshot, the Niyah B'Kim Magadim Sicha Tzorchin. He leads it by in a Tzorchin. I don't know why, because they seem to have not had that. That's the Shayla. The extra Yitzim Katan. It's possible they're better than a Katan. Umahani Imachemam Magaman would help if someone would be standing on top of them. Ramzin the Cherish Shot the Sheikh Lishman teaching and hinting to a Cherish and Shota that they should be read at Lishman. The Simani Shota and the signs of a crazy person. Before the idea of the similar Alex to pay is clear in similar Alex to pay. Ulinian Katan Emas Nasa Gadol. In regards to Katan, when does he become a Gadol? Imlo Yadina and Shehevi she starts. We don't know that he had two hairs. So, because after the Mishnah Bro, we said in the Mishnah Bro, in the small is if he filled his beard, so then we said it's okay. Gumi Choshe Mishnah Simon Lam Hedas, Choshe Mishnah Simon Lam Hedas, Shmata Pita Magan Avam, I skipped the Magan Avam, Shekasab Ashimon after until 18. Shakola Chonim is equal of all the Chonim ask on him. The Halohim, Hali Rabba, the Hali Rabba, and Beis Meir, Dagam Rabava, Machs Shechel, Ulavusi Sharad, and the Ulavusi Sharad, she was the Viki Behager, the Chelik Orachaim, Simon Zayin. When we come up, India Dinu Leposlim, it still is not in our hands to apostle them. After since the Chai Adam and also Shulchan Shlomo are Meko Lechatila. We were used to be Prima Gadam. I saw in the Prima Gadam Chaser Liashiv. Dibri Magan Avam. He went after to answer the words of the Magan Avam. The Heavy Misiman Gimel and he brought from Simon Gimel so fast. Baga the Mishmon asked me Bahala Kori Nismali Zikna. From 18 and on, it's called "He filled his beard." So meaning, if an 18-year-old wrote to them, we couldn't passel them. And he saw the basis of Magen Avraham, it says right to answer. The Prima Gadam answer for the Magen Avraham, sorry. And he says it's called Koret Mismoli Zikno. But the one that's the Prima Gadam, the Mevor Sham, the Mishmona Esher Vahala, Im Yishlo Zakit Ma'at, that from there, from 18 and 10 to the Magen Avraham is, from the 10 to the Prima Gadam is, as clear as from 18 and on, even if he just has a small beard, Koret Mismoli Zikno, that will be called, he has filled his beard. This would also be an intent of Abraham, the Yishlo Ziknamat, we talk not where he doesn't have no hairs, but he has a little bit of a beard. In truth, it really needs the end. God was there without this. The after the Sham Shani is possible there is different. The Halo Sham Irish Heavy she starts in there talking where it's brought two hairs. The Ugadlam and a Torah, which is considered a Gadol from the Torah. Lubin and Hazakin, and meaning really it has two hairs there. Lubin and Hazakin are from the covenant. Zibur, the only reason why we would need the Hazakin is because of the honor of the Zibur. And then at 18, a little beard is okay, but not without hairs. Say that the Shamahani Gamkain im who ben Asim, and there it helps even if he's 20, the anal is if it doesn't have any beard at all. Mikri Gamkain all he days in his mouth, he's also called to just fill his beard. And Vorsham Shofan Shofar is clear in the Shofan. The call me times F, and all of this is for this reason. The who Rakum may cover the seabird. The only reason why he needs the beard is because it covers the seabird, and at 20 it's okay. But it's not a real beard to prove that he's an adult. Mashenkim in Yanin, which is not true in our topic, is low Yadiman in Havish Tishar. You don't know if he has the two hairs. But Zakim Mahani last also got the Yadid, and Zakim and the beard is helping to make him into a gobble through this. After the minimal Namam, it's possible he just need to fill the full beard. Really. Hapshiduli, but it's Pashit means Yadisa Simfe Dikne, that through like little tufts which are on the beard, on the chin. Sheish Bobim Makomas Miuchadash Serbazikna, he has in a few places hair in his beard. Bavadu Lakari is small, that's for sure not called filling his beard. Ryan Mukrafas Miavamis and a real and a clear proven proof is from Yavamis Payam the base, the Tosas of Yamaskal, the Havish Tishars is brought two hairs, the Tosas over the end. One brain the Rebbe says the Chashav doesn't count. It wasn't the Zikne, same thing with the tufts on the beard. Gam Kainina Bachamil Zakin is also not included in filling the beard. The Elaf also that if it wouldn't be this way, you start pushing the Tosis out, Rabba, Baravu, you still have the question of Tosis and Baravu. If he tears the Gemara Shama going to answer the Gemara then. You do what the din is mal is Zikno, and if you know that the din of filling his beard, the low star Shuvim Bedika, that you don't need any further to search in it if he's got two hairs. Novum also Tosis, its source is from that Tosis. Kim avoid the Torah Gavin Ezra. Simon Cup Samatas and Beis Yosef. It's clear enough as the Simon Cup Samatas and Beis Yosef. Hagam the Beis Yosef Bechosh Mishvat Simon and Hey Barosha, even though the Tosis and the Beis Yosef and Chosh Mishvat Simon here at the end of it, Mashma the Torah Chosh Mishvat Sober is that feel low this Mali Zikna Mahani. They say he would mash that the Torah and Chosh Mishvat would hold that even if he didn't feel his beard, it would help. Im Kozev Shulchan Aruch Shalo still in his Shulchan Aruch takes it, he copies over the dafka in this malay. It's only if he fills his beard. So meaning even though it's mashing, if you didn't fill his beard, it would still work, but still it's mashed. He copies over. You do have to fill it. Kimi Boily, when do I have this question? The Indian Zakin Ma'at, I'm a board b'simlam gimel in regards to the little beard, which a little bit of a beard, though in regard in simlam gimel. When you have these tufts, for sure the tufts are no good because otherwise you wouldn't have tosis wouldn't the source, which is tosis, wouldn't work. But would these tufts be good enough for non gimel, which is just the cover? The Efshah the female should be yarn Sham b'shem Mishal. It's possible because when they explain in Mishal, she has the Mitzvah Godom, she's covered up Mitzvah Godom, the Hainush you Nimtsaim Aros Gadol, which find their big hairs, which they study upon them on two sides of the face, inside the center, and from the center part of the face, whatever center, I'm not sure which part of the face that is. Efshah Zedu B'Chalam Ismail Zikna. It's possible this is called filming his beard. B'Chalam Makom, and I replace. I feel in the rice in regards to the rice in Simon and Gimel. Although more maybe Sham Shani there is difference to who recommend they cover the Sibra, it's just because they cover the Sibra. So maybe you need when it says you need two sides and the center, that's considered filling his beard in all cases, and if this wouldn't work, or maybe it's just there, it's just because it's covered the Sibra. Still it's possible you can be making like this. The female should be a garage from this according to what the garage explains there. Because the time the reason with is who the fish alfi row ragal simon atachton kodem shabasim zeh elyon. And in general it's custom to come the top the bottom sides and the bottom hairs before it comes to the top hairs. Top signs. We're going to lean in we assume we base for that. Assumably, kavar bar the bottom is already come. And K in the Fiza, according to this, Bavad the different Torah Shakata Bevan as is small and section. For sure, the words of the Torah is right. He filled his beard and his beard. Who loves Dafka? It's not Dafka. You don't have to be. He doesn't have to be full. The Koshemisha Shakata the Tamal Sukno and the Koshemisha what he wrote that it filled his beard, it grew like blossomed his beard. The Diak Kasav that was wrote the Diak. As long as you have something in the top, we can assume it's the bottom. If we know there's no bottom and he doesn't have any hair, so then maybe you need the full beard. But here we're talking, you don't know. And then when you see the top, you can assume. Becomes the rug of the Bozman, Harvey, Anchor, Havas. She starts this also because cousins come in a long time after the two hairs. Well, the beads are according to this. After Shlomo response says, the Gam Sakli Zikli, even these like tufts of hair which come out of the chin, Mahani, that would work as Rosh God the Koldavar to make him at the God in all matters. The stomach of our Havish starts, because assumably he's already got the two bottom hairs. The Sham the Yavamas, Payam and Bays, and there in Yavamas and Payam and Bays, in Ram Nachman Shani, with their in regards to Ram Nachman is different. Yodash Lohevi, we knew he didn't have the two hairs in the bottom. But now so we knew he didn't bring those two hairs, start in and leave the in there. And so in that case you couldn't just say, oh, those tufts of hair were okay. No, the beard hairs don't really count, but they show that there's bottom hairs. If we know there's no bottom hairs, then we gotta have a full beard. Hayotim in the rain, which is coming out from our words. Akopanim kodim sheyesh lo katzas talking. The very least, before you have a little bit of a beard, vade and hanichol that's still film. You shouldn't leave him to right film. Cause eventually, yadina jevis to start as long as you don't check him and make sure he has two hairs. If you check him, it's okay. Afilim who kavar ben shmona mas v'shanam even if he's already 18 years or older or more, if he doesn't have a beard, don't let him do it until you check him. Moshe Kasaz Mishnah Berurah and the Mishnah Berurah. After the Yevon, but the Yevon in custom nar bar mitzvah. If a kid who is wrote of his bar mitzvah, the ain upon of the nenu the dot. Well, it's not in front of us to check him. He left. So if on the Maisa, we have three needs Ian to the Maisa. Then another behuda Madura. Tinyana another behuda Madura in the second Madura. Simon Aleph Mafshir, he said it's okay. The time Primavan Simon Namatas, Simon Primavan Namatas. But Simon and Hey Zion Gam came Muka Kaki, and also Simon and Hey Zion also proves this. The Madama Sham the Indian Bedikas Rhea and compares it there to the in regards to the topic of searching the lungs. Berea Kaimalan and the lungs the Paskin the Nevda Libedika Kasha. If it's lost, then without being searched it's cautious. So do here if the kid's not here, it's fine without searching. But Shuvas for Biki Beger, Felix or Chaim Simon is impossible, and Shuvas for Biki Beger in Simon or Chaim is possible. Chaim B'Sev Yishua Zakum and Simon Shev Yishua Simon Lamed Bikemel. Gam Ken Machmir is also Machmir about this. It's no good. You have to check the kid before we can say this code this phone. Okay. After Ben Shmones, however, if the kid was not 13 but 18, Shekatzim B'Diavad which wrote them, then B'Diavad years and a half. B'Diavad periods even have to be Machmir. We can let people Afilas, and there are people are making even if Afilas, we can now said earlier. Once it gets 18, probably has years. People are makel, and for sure if the kid's not here. Okay, always a moment for idols. And my machine or other laws, time he's not really attached to them. If you love alcohol, he's really attached to idols. Have a label quality because have a lay apicorus. He's an apicorus. Because the race needs to burn it. It's in the old summit. But I'm a Mishnah Berurah, look at Mishnah Berurah, that we wrote, the him who mummer the half of that he was a mummer to anger Hashem. Dinukol of Glulim, his din is like a guy. Ulahachmus Mikri, and to anger Hashem is called Heichel Tera Besura Kamle, when it's talking in the case where he has Heter and Usher in front of him. He leaves the Heter stuff and to eat the Usher stuff. Zeu B'chal Lahachmus is including causing Hashem to be angry. Avalimenu Makre Libra Heter, but if you just got Makre to choose which one is Heter, we'll look at him in above, the other one just takes whichever one is comes to his hands. I'll take whatever. Oh Heter or Musser, either Heter or Musser. Adain who B'chal Mumar Lahachmus is still included in Mumar to cause Hashem to be angry. Rak Gabi Shkita possibly Ma being there, but just in regards to Shkita, does there Ma Baskin and Yardeh Simon base if hey Vagav and then the Nafshav like Kilahakis. Oh sorry, he's anal but not included being a mumar to make Hashem angry. If he just doesn't care which one comes first. But Rak Gabi Shkita just in regards to Shkita, but to Garmal Ma Paskin Simon Yardeh Simon base if hey Yardeh Simon base hey Vagav. Nashville Lahakis Mishum the Su Anal by Zilchas is no longer included in someone who does shechting. Okay. Ein Sham, and therefore he's a. In regards to that, he's a lahach. Ein Sham the other say Joseph look at there and Beit Joseph Primaganim, which if say in the Sif say that's Sif Katan Skas. Mizalam and Hamagan Ram, this Hamagan Ram learned the way that the Gavil, the same thing we by Tefillin. I got in this kind of case, Moshe and Kasab the Mishnah Berurah and the Mishnah Berurah, they may know Chosh the mitzvah Tefillin. He just doesn't care about mitzvah Tefillin. Absolutely lahachas, even though it's not shalom, even though it's not the view lahachas, he just doesn't put it on. Tueno Bar Kshira, he's still no longer a person who can die. Just like over there, he doesn't care about eating shechted meat, so then he's no longer a shechted. So 2 is no longer a tire, even though it wouldn't really be lahachas. Well, there's around, according to the round, the makel sham is there, who's the makel over there, in this case of by the shafting thing, he just takes whatever meat and says you can still shaft. And before Shom Beis Yosef, excluding the Beis Yosef, around duplicate by Arichos and around itself in a Arichos, yeah, who had in Haka would be the same thing here. Reach Lachot Shekosov, and I saw the one guy that was the Hepach, that writes the opposite, but Lodin here, and I don't think it's right. Find Shamod, look there further, the Berg around the Paragala, the Sif Cousin says Zion, and the Mashrin that implies from it, Das Rashi, who Afilu, the thing the Rashi is, the Afilu im Eno also Lahachas, even if he doesn't do it to cause someone to cause Hashem to be angry, Vishar Veris Gamkin and other verse also, Sula Bachal Parkashira, who is still longer a person who can do time. Da'od, you should know further. The Kol Elu HaPos Pesulim B'Tashpin, all these Pesulim that we count, the Hafez, or the Olev, or the Hulim, to cause Hashem to be angry, or to survive those, or Chil Shabbos, or to violate Shabbos, before Hasio. Pasuk Sham V'Shach, it's passing there in the Shach of Yordea, in Yordea, the Filu B'Pam Echad, possible, even one time would make them possible. In Lo Asa Chuv, he doesn't do Chuv, it's possible. L'chor who wasn't, and Yin L'chor the same thing would be an art topic. V'yim Eino Koshish L'Mitzvah Tefillin, if he doesn't care about the Mitzvah Tefillin, it would again be just one time would be a problem. The in the hobby rhyme made not got moment. The camping a proof in the fact that the mummer and mash with after mummer of the rock of the mash with after the mummer and that's accustomed to do this. The high cost of the base the send the base goes to the mind of the hachas that we're talking about. We're talking the base we're talking about the hachas. We're showing people the hachas if you know. And over there it's even one time, as we said earlier, so it's not talking when it says the word mummer, it doesn't mean that it would just be one time, we're just talking about the hachas. Imkain after the Koshish Gamkin, if so, then so we know for sure when it says mumma that means it means only one time. So that's clear. We already have it. So when it can't say when it said mumma, which is much more constantly, no, because we know it already means one time for the idea of mumma. It means a habit. Therefore, so it's the other cases. If he just doesn't want him. Okay, after the case, the main closest gamkin, also the case, the second case, if he just doesn't care about putting us on, the lahachas that would be like lahachas gamkin take of nifsa also be possible. Does that have a stuff a gipol gamkin al mash pasuk shabu? You're there, and this stuff would also be passing there in your idea. The main closest to the bifla, if he just doesn't care about wearing about eating shafted meat. They have the half, but now it's like the half of the circle in the museum. Masha the Tavs of Sunim, what they wrote into the Yeshmach Mir and I feel that the Yav and even the Yav and who does Tosis, depending Tosis, they have Yamag and Abram, the Magna bring to the Soviet of the Siva, different from Tar Mezuzah, that hold in regards to the writing, different from Tar Mezuzah's covering the Shai, the one is more strict than other matters. The Gamma Prima Godam, the Sticha, the Simulam Bays, and also Prima Godam, the Sticha Lam and Simulam Bays, the movement of the Yavan Yesh the Yuna, but they should, if it's a movement for desires, is to look into it a lot. I ain't some look over there. But Brahman who movement that's filling the Yavan, especially if it's a movement for filling for his desires. Okay. So the it's coming from other things, yeah. The Gam Prima Gun the Psiach but Simulam Base cuts the movement of the Yavan he writes also in Prima Gun in the Psiach and Simulam Base writes the movement for desires, usually Ian Bertuli should look into it a lot if it's okay. Ein Shamach over there. We proud him who mummer the tefillin with the oven, especially if he's a mummer for tefillin and for his desires, like whatever he's got to go eat or something that's going tefillin. Nearly the Ish Kazad seems like a fair man like this. Upon himself, you have to make known to, you have to know about him that he knows the laws of writing. If the mezuzah slinging the clock tokos in regards to chiseling out the inside, but stuff like that. B'Shem and Shechita, just like over there in regards to shechting, if he does it with the oven, he has to know that he knows the laws. The dafke and miyad bo sheyed the shechita. It's only if you know that he knows the laws of shechita. But these yardei, as it does in yardei, shall be the ishkateh. Or meaning about the robe mitzuyin mumkin. But a man like this who does it with the oven, we don't say the majority of people who don't shechita, who do shechita, I know it. No, this guy doesn't. Maybe does, probably doesn't. Now, if you know further, here pasha dimhu mumma. Let's say the tefillah. If he's a mumma, just take for one tefillin. Shal yado sharosh. He doesn't put on the shal yado sharosh. Down came Subo having the cloth back here. He's also further no longer called the person who puts on tefillin. The havik siv the kork, it says in the pasuk, echad one pasuk of kashar tam you should tie them plural. Why was the pasuk should be plural signs. You should tie them and should be for a sign on the iskish the them and tied where it's connected to the writings. You have to have both of them in order to be able to write them. But on both of them, because both of them are connected in the pasuk to write. Apple beginning still in my sofa rug Lisa Tamdin has Shalrosh Alametic. If the sofa is accustomed to constantly put on his Shalrosh on his forehead, the Hisrubo and he warned him you're putting on your forehead's wrong spot. The Eno Shemela the very and doesn't listen to their words, it just keeps him forehead. After the very Gedol also says they even did a great sin with it. After they know it's possible should stop him from writing Sefer Torah Mitzvahs. The Ulai Rega Echad Hayu al Makom because maybe one moment it was on its place properly, meaning even though right now it's in his forehead, but maybe like 1 second he had it in the right place. In case still have a bakal here, and so that he's further included in the category of time. Mashikas of Mishnah, this we said in the Mishnah, but Moshe I feel it upon that because he says even if the person Moshe gives over, so someone who gives over this property to people who steal it, or like the government usually. And even one time he can't write to him. Kanie's in the prima donna, in the prima donna Yardea, I am Shlomo over there. But I am this the true look the true Yardea, and the Israel, the cost of the shame is called Chomus Yushalayim. He writes the name of the Chomus Yushalayim, happens to the opposite of this, and says one time it's Nama. Certainly in the museum. Mashi goes down in the Mishnah Berurah, this was said in the Mishnah Berurah, he was the avenue for desires. Kain Stamu Harbi, and one of this includes Stam many of the Fronim, from the back of the However, the prima donna is a fact of it. She'enabakashir is not included in time. Mukusim and Kuzim Afiluim Nema the Gary Abasim, he didn't say that they're considered true converts, and sorry about Shir, and they're warned about time, so therefore they should be able to do Mikomakum. If our Parkum how old, they've already thrown off the yoke, the Inam Aminim the mitzvahs, they don't believe in the mitzvahs, and Mikra She'enabakashir, and then will be called not included in time. What time Bishari Varim different costs, and that's the reason the other things that are calculated, counted. Culture possible, anyone is possible for to write them would be possible to do the other stuff. I'm being based on the base Yosef, but I'm the Taz looking the Taz, because the Fisha Yeshbas Yeshin, the Fika possible because therefore, because there is in the making of the Shin, therefore possible in all the makings, right? And therefore, if they can't write it, you can't make the Shin, and that which is called writing, and then you can't pick the other parts of the because that's included in the Shin. But I'm pretty much going to be in the class of the Shio Shin, the making the Shin who Midraisa is Midraisa, Vasharhum Midrabana, the rest of the stuff is Midrabana. So the Shin part for sure he couldn't do, the rest of the stuff that he can't do is only Midrabana, and Hashem look there. But here I'm not going to probably call it the Magen Avraham insists it's over the Klipa with a sphere that's covering it and sewing it. Ugam came as Shin, that's also like the making of the Shin, the one time Gzera, not because of Gzera, it's the Raisa. The Korah Lefima Shaber HaPrimagonim, the Korah according to what is clear from the Bear and Gonim. Primagonim explains as Sever Taz, the word Taz, Yoshua Taz, Katan She'agil, the Katan which reached in a cage. Okay, according to that explanation, the Katan is going to could do it. Yom Hu Chayav is still, and even his Chayav is still Midrabana. Because the Prima Gautam only says it's Midrabana possible. This is a Midrabana, yes. Okay. The lesson of the Kol Apostle and the language of everything which is possible, Master the Elka is going on earlier, and it would all be no good, even if it's cut in his within it. But the Emes enough in commercial cause of Maharel. The truth is that the proper way is the way the Maharel writes it. The truth is submitted to Sam Mafes. The income on the base Yosef Misham the Gazrina, the head of the base Yosef, not because of Gozer, Shart, Kunin, Atu, Asio, and other fixings, Atu making them. That's Yosef. That's not the reason. El Begim the Shart Kunim has since other fixings and making of the Shin, Kulam Nikraim Asiyas Tefillin. All of them are called making in Tefillin. They're all called making Tefillin. Varkolas Yir Achos Yir, it's all one making. In the college make you can't make a difference between one part of them and part of them. I come shows in this language, so they're all like one big making. The Shin and everything. Mikomakum nearly still appears to me the cousins Ben Shalosh Asvishan, that if your cousin is 13 years old, Shalo Yadina him heavy stars, stay stars. You don't know if he has two hairs in the half above the Yav, you can't be mastered up the Yav in the Chipa is in regards to covering and sewing. In Masias Shin Haya Ayigala making the shin with the Nagala, because you have maybe it's not the shin, it's just the non shin is only Darabanan, and even if it is, maybe this guy has two hairs. The Valavaki Hanodik Yehuda make up with the other feel a bit because without this even the Nodik Yehuda make it even by writing, as Knallam said earlier. If we don't know when it's 13, we have no need to rely. The whole tikkun is yes, and all the fixing of the making. Okay, last one. I'm Mishnah Berurah Mashal I'm looking Mishnah Berurah. We said to go and see by Habatim, the Sfiros in regards to covering the bottom and sewing. Yearly Pasha the wood and the Kiva Kriyas share all the parshas and similarly we were wrapping the hair around the parshas. Zem after with the Afilah the Yavin Smachim with the Yavin. So you see Rambam Perkimel Minachos Filin Halakha Alef. It says in Rambam Perkimel Halakha Filin Halakha Alef. The culture came with Simcham Habatim for sure is making the bottom like exact. About the Torah, she would be the Rabbi, Bakol, Kagam, and the Torah that should be square and also like this. Goes who befall, Tikkun Nasiot, all those included in fixing the making them. Okay, Mukach, the Maram, and similarly, it's proven from the Maram, the Lin, the Chuvah, Simon, some Fest, and Chuvah, and Simon, the Fest, the Kol Shar, Malachos, supposed to be Tikkun or, and all other Malachos aside from fixing the skin, or you have to, yeah, Haim Bachal, Halipa, Yabat, and the throne is included in covering the compartments and sewing. The Masha goes to the Magen Avram B'Shem Maram, and this is the Magen Avram says in the name of the Maram, Dim Gar, Devak, Shabain, also that if you erase some sort of attachment from one letter to the next, oh, also, Sharat, you're going to get kosher with the oven, then you made it on some other fixing, will be kosher with the oven. Kaman also, his intent is, Bein has the Siva, in regard to the writing, Kagon Shahaya, Hepsi, Gadol, Beteva, and there was a big break in the letter. At Shahaya Nira Kishnete was until it looks like two words. In the word until it looks like two words. Him Ha'os Tafaneha, and then you drag the letter afterwards, which was before it. Film Bateva Lavasef, for example, the word Avasef, Him Shif, Abays, you drag down the base and all stuff like this. Kadeshio Nira Kishteva Afab, it should look like one writing. The Zemos Medina, this is Mosa Medina. I feel a bit filling, even by still in the beginning, considering it needed to be in order, it would still be okay. That ain't about because even this is not included in writing. If we look at Elvis Seminam Base said earlier in Seminam Base, we just drag it on. I mean, that's what he's allowing you to do. You could add a little bit of extra line just to cover up the space. That's not real writing because you already have the letter. You just need to make sure it's one word and the ink is still in the space. And then therefore this would be mutter all the people who are possible just like this the scratching out is okay. Masha does have the word unless we said it earlier over dia is also in order to fix whatever letter. The absolute possible which now is possible. When also la fuka yasios the title is intended to exclude making the crowns shatnez gates on the letters of shatnez gates. The down below is kosher b'diavad, and even without this would be kosher b'diavad if you didn't have tagim. Okay, but Simon Lam obviously says Lam don't have to have them. In the half of the b'diavad, you shouldn't be matter about the b'diavad. Down below also about this. Who then Havar is the same thing would be passing the quill al also on a certain letter. The Gamata Yeshlo Shaim also love. It even now has the name of letter on it. It's just this thing for record. Shirushumo Nika that its impression is recognizable. Shomram just guarding it. Shlo Yismafe Yosim so it shouldn't get destroyed. Erase more and then be possible. Those are in the Bachal. See, that's not included in writing because he's not really doing anything. It's kosher already. Okay. Well, the usually start with the yud aleph, and the first in the subject about the yud and the aleph and the shin, fine of the shin aleph, shin and nine these yud and there. Shein no game, they don't touch properly. But then the little stuff those people makim akirman a kid who's not smart enough to recognize them. But then the piece or coats are small and simple. It's missing the left thorn, the yod of the yod. In mahani tikkun al yidei elu hapsulim v'diavad, it helps fixing through these psulim v'diavad. Me name Kamod El. We say like earlier, Kamod the Indian Shlokasidin just like in regards to not in order. Makalina we make of our reading the Inzak Kasiva Chadash. This is not called a new writing. When this guy writes this, is possible person writes even the Iker to Russell loves in its main form is on it. How can I really use that? So in this topic we'll look reading about Hosha Ainab Kashira because if we don't say that anyone doesn't have tie and can't do the writing, and this isn't called writing. Or maybe since at the very least, Ato was possible, now letter is possible, and through the possible and through the fixing of these pseudonym of a pseudonym, Yafshar, this is going to make those kosher. Possible, I feel b'diavad, possible b'diavad. Below is done in the berura, it's not the same thing as scratching out. For Sham Eno also Maisa Bagof Turas, there you're not doing a main action in the main form of the letter. Wow. Fine. Here you are, you're fixing it. Okay. You can't bring a proof of Hakabazam did not cut Maram. The fact that Maram brings the Shot to reference him the words Zelashon, this is language. I say in him Hayu and Nagios, the Gufo Osios, however, if the touching word in the main part of the letters, Atzman themselves could go in Baragli Hay, for example, the Hay of a kuf, the foot of the hook, the Hay and the kuf, or Ragli Aleph, or the foot of the Aleph, the Gagos, and to the roof, they were actually touching it, the top, and the Opne Aleph, Hayu Nogium, the Gaj Tafta, or the face of the Aleph was touching the roof above it. Yeah, I guess too much. But you should Rida or someone, then you got a woman to separate them. She does separate them. It's possible to separate them. It's possible because that's real writing. So you actually sack them because it's impossible to fix them. Can't agree right. You have to since you have to erase the whole letter. You can't just have a faktofa. So you have to erase the letter till it's no good and then rewrite it. Except for the erasing everything which was made possible, the Chaz close to my father should go back and rewrite it again and new. And this would be called a complete writing. I tell the Shon is the end of his language. The Lord Nakat Yosef Rebus, he didn't take a bigger case, even in this case, Shahar Kodam Tikkun, that it was before fixing Yisha Gamkain Iker to us the possible, even in the case where it had its main format, it would still be possible by one. Why not take that case? So maybe that'll be the proof that it would be okay. As long as she's adding on by writing, even though it has Iker to Russ on it, the kid can read it, but it still has this break in between. So if she writes that little bit, that would be a problem. Why didn't we do that? All he did is after host, and that's through his fixing letter, and therefore that should be proof that it would be okay. No, because the answer is after Mishum Damaram Ratzel the Hush, maybe it's possible the Maram wanted to respond the short person asking she lost his question to show the fun of Berura Yishim kosher. He asked about erasing by a woman is the kosher. The yeshiva when he's responding, the Yish Chilik vein You really agree. There's a difference between if he's racing, just a racing, or she's gonna have to race it right. Look at Lisa Shlomo says over there. Look at not the Rebus do it, and therefore he didn't pick this finish. Look at Bistav, and that also makes sense. Kasper Prima says the kasher shel dalet, if you have the knot of the dalet, which is of the shel rosh, half shel yodim and the shel yod of shemifilin shiyad of the shel yad. You're the ein lasos kiyam of the shema. You succeed to make them only the shema. The shalol lasos amay the isha v'katan, don't make them to a woman or a katan. The makal kasiva have because it's included in rain. Kamal shin shel rosh, like the shin of the shel rosh. I ain't showing over there. And you're the ein half of the and it appears to me you can't be mad about this. The Cotton Jew Ben Shalosh has to show his kid who's 13 years old. Him God will mean I'll the key if there's a Gadol standing on top of him, Matzah will Lishma, teaching him to do with Lishma. After the Shalo Yadina and Shehevish, they saw it even though we know that he got brought 2 hairs. The Balav Hachli Yishavim Maklin and Bezekas, without this is also many people who are make about this to canal. As we said earlier. The Gamba Divrei Tosa Shabbos Sam of Phase Amid Aleph, and also in the rest of Shabbos Sam of Phase Amid Aleph. Look. Okay, Divrei Maskul Shen, and we got Divrei Maskul Shen. I ain't showing, look over there. Hey, Malcolm Lazef. There's no place for this. The culture in the intro of a half mirror, for sure you don't have to be math about a cotton, as that ask the cotton himself about, for himself about this. Dimlo Hevi Shtei Soros. So this cotton for sure can't be math. Okay. We're talking about this cotton doesn't have to be for himself. He shouldn't be math about this. The him lo Hevi Shtei Soros. The Enoch I have mitzvahs Rak Medrabanan. I know what that means. In Malcolm with them. I guess for himself he could wear it. Dimlo Hevi Shtei Soros. The Enoch I have mitzvahs Rak Medrabanan. Halogam still an Enoch I have Rak Medrabanan. All that's what it means. But if he didn't bring 2 hairs, let's say you're right, and then he's also only not five and tefillin, except Medrabanan, and therefore he's okay anyway because he's using his own similar to Medrabanan. V'acha kesher she'asa cotton, however, the knot which the cotton made, she'hazel asked for himself, kodem shenasa ben shalosh before he became 13, nearly the tzorach lahatir, you have to take it out, piercing, you have to take it off. V'acha shenasa ben shalosh once he becomes 13 years old, l'chaz is so since we make it. The Hari Yeshar ben poskim, there's many poskim just serving the asad min atorah b'chal. Now he's min atorah included in a man, b'chayv mitzvahs and yechav mitzvahs nafos, because of the rav, because of the chazak of rav. The kivan she'gil l'chal shnei shana, since he's reached the category of years. Some of the Yisamanim assembly he's gotten science. V'gam halal kopanim k'shiyivdok after kaf, and also isn't it when you get searched afterwards? V'yimsa sheyish losh te'yashars, and he finds out he has 2 hairs. Hal tzarach l'tlos shev yom take up bizmano. We're going to have to assume that he had it immediately when the time came at 13. Now so gadol mafreya became a gadol mafreya because he's the choshev mishpatim alam his. Yudal, you should know further. Living fear Sefer Torah. In regard to sewing Sefer Torah, they nashim to women who had not Kalela Pasulim, similar all these other Pasulim. Each Harbin properly and many people will go back and forth about this. Okay, usually the Hasim Meod, all that, if you be very careful about this. The local Mashinago is so for knowledge, certain so for have a minhag. The Hakab Fear Sefer Torah to be made by the sewing of Sefer Torah, they nashim through women, they see him a Sefer at the end of the time of the ending, finishing the Sefer. But Yevanim after Bakalos Lahatim, but Yevat, if it's possible to very easily take them out, it's first to undo the stitching, and Shatafar Naisha, the woman did, Bachad the top of the Kayachsha, and to resell them with the kosher that we, the Yasaviska, we sack them and go back and fix them, to keep it the Udea, Hamakoma, since he knows the place, the actual exactly possible for him to fix them, Harry Bafilachafila Dam Gomer. It's considered like a full Lachafila should do it. Abulavach, without this, in the Hafim, the Yavid shouldn't be Mafim, the Yavid don't know where it is. Can't build them ever. Can't possibly Ramblin. It's been Ramblin is Mother and Chuba. The Vagmag and Avram, but the Vagmag and alef, holy, the Lavi argument. The master the Hatu spheres of people, but Yavin says you have to take out all the spheres even with Yavin. The Magum Shamid and Shenosim and Nasham Litfor, Sefer Torah, in the place where the minhag is that they give the women to sew it, the Sefer Torah, the Yafshul Shana Shamid, it's impossible for him to change the minhag. Sarach had to. You have to warn them and be careful that Shatzbir Rishona the first and last stitching, and also in the middle, Yasa so from the sofa should do first. After Yitin and Nashim Litzvah, and after we get to the woman to sew. That's when the Piski Tshuva you're there, Simon Rish Payal. So do the first, last, and middle sofa. And then the extra stitching. I'm not sure if it means on every part, every urea or whatever. Or it just means of the whole safe. I think it means every urea. Okay.